Now we have a YouTube video I wanted to watch. And then I'm gonna show you guys like the plan of what I wanted to do tonight. Cause I found a game that I thought was interesting, so we're gonna give it a try. I don't know if this is. Not fucking with it. Maybe I should just stop touching it and just let it dry. I think that's what we need to do here. Holy fuck! All right. Oops. I should probably take away the Resi 4 message, huh? We're not exactly doing Resi 4 at the moment. Okay. Another thing. I need to make this theater mode. All right, chat. This video is called the untold story of the largest counterfeit vape operation. Now, right now, I'm smoking a cartridge vape. Is it counterfeit? No, but I did live in this era. I lived in quite the era. I started smoking weed in carts 2019, 2020, and if you guys are about to see, this is it's the time frame of this fucking video. All right, so I don't want to waste no more time. I just want to get straight to the fucking cheese.
It was in early 2018 when two brothers from a small town in Wisconsin had dreams of making millions. The younger one, a kid named Tyler,
I have never seen these guys before.
His whole life, always listening in on his mother's business meetings, flipping sneakers and used cars, and investing in the stock market the day he turned 18. But his whole life changed when his older brother Jacob introduced
Sounds like a 2025 stock, bro.
him to the world of THC cards.
Oh,
now, Tyler
shit.
was never the type of guy to get high, but when he realized how lucrative a business counterfeit carts were, he couldn't resist taking advantage. Tyler's entrepreneurial spirit, paired with Jacob's extensive knowledge of the THC cart market, led him and his brother to create the largest illegal counterfeit vape operation in the US, selling an estimated 2.9 million.
This was heavy in the Midwest, and I can feel that presence because I am in the Midwest. This was heavy in the Midwest, chat.
Cards and making millions of dollars in just a year and a half. However, thanks to some strict parents and their kid, the Huff-Hines brothers' operation came crashing down just as fast as they grew it.
Two brothers face charges in a large-scale
Wow, I've never seen or heard of these guys. This is very interesting because this is explaining a lot of what I was wondering what was happening behind the scenes, honestly.
vaping operation.
Authorities say their mother was in on it.
They seized THC products
What?
with a value of
Mom was involved?
$1.5 million.
Tucked in the Westosha region of southeastern Wisconsin is the
Okay.
quiet village of Paddock Lake. Surrounded by vast farmlands, quiet country roads, and dotted with clusters of trees, it's a peaceful
looks
place
like
that's far
Wisconsin.
removed from the bustle of big cities. The village, home to about 3,200, is built
Why,
around
thank
its
you.
namesake lake, a hub for summer boating and winter ice fishing. It's the kind of town where everyone knows everyone.
Whoa, bro.
especially when it comes
I didn't know you were
to
gonna
the
show your
local
face
high
in this
school.
video, gang.
Westosha Central High School acts as the central hub for students across the area. The school, standing on the outskirts of Paddock Lake, is a modern building that almost feels out of place next to the village's small homes and rustic charm. But it's here where the youth of the Westosha region gather to learn, play sports, and in the case of Tyler Huff-Hines, make some questionable decisions. Tyler grew up with his older brother, mother, and grandfather in a quiet neighborhood.
That's his
overlooking
mom? That's his mom right there? What? I thought that was just some, like, lawyer lady. Like, hold on. Let's see that bitch's teeth again. Hey, girly. She's got them gummy smiles. This is the most terrifying smile you will ever encounter, chat. I know this because I worked in retail for quite a big chunk of my life.
overlooking Paddock Lake. From an early age, Tyler was drawn to business, often sitting quietly behind furniture,
It's 'cause of his
listening to
mom.
his mom's business
Yep.
meetings, and pleading to open his own bank account. By 7th grade, he was already on his grind flipping sneakers to make a profit. And when he entered West
Okay, I can kind of see what kind of dude this is now.
His entrepreneurial skills only got sharper. While other students were caught up in sports and mowing down kids on Nuketown, Tyler was learning the ropes of business, taking as many business and leadership classes as possible while always looking for his next money-making gig. As his high school years went on, he made thousands of dollars flipping used cars while also investing heavily in the stock market the day he turned 18. After Tyler graduated high school in 2018,
This man was focused. This man was focused. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
Carthage College and worked
I'm
alongside
not gonna
his
lie.
brother at his mother's real estate office. Now, he was still on his grind of becoming a young millionaire, but he was becoming restless. He wasn't content with being stuck working a typical job. He wanted more. He wanted something lucrative, something thrilling, something that would fit the CEO type of lifestyle he always yearned for. But thankfully for him, his older brother Jacob had just the right thing for him. Jacob Huffhines
What'd
lived
Jacob
a
have?
vastly different life than his ambitious sibling. Born
Okay.
3 years apart, Jacob spent a majority of his teenage years
What's Jacob
getting
like?
into some pretty serious shit. By the age
Oh,
of 17,
Jacob's a bad kid, huh? Oh, yeah, Jacob was getting in trouble for substance abuse issues. Oh, yeah. Jacob's my dog. Jacob's my dog.
he faced charges for marijuana possession and underage drinking. By 22, he was a
Better
convicted
cocaine.
felon and earned himself some jail time on charges of dealing cocaine and running a drug house. But
Okay.
despite these obvious signs that he should step away from the world he veered himself into, Jacob always found a way back into the drug trade. He never learned from his mistakes and instead dove headfirst into learning all about the world of dealing. And his eagerness to continue selling drugs aligned perfectly with the rise of THC carts. Mind you, this was early 2018, a time
Yeah,
when
okay.
these products were starting
Bam.
to catch fire and become super
Right at the beginning of the market. That's insane.
Legal gray areas and a growing demand for discreet, high-potency cannabis products were creating a gold mine for those willing to take the risk of dishing them out. And Jacob, who was already deep into this world, saw the potential to make a shitload of money from selling these cards,
Okay.
and was willing to take that risk.
Basically already a
But
dealer.
not alone. Tyler's
Okay.
ambition to make massive amounts of dough, paired with Jacob's vast knowledge of dealing, was a match made in heaven.
So the local plug met up with the local business kid, you know, who wants to like make the next business shit, and then they made the largest counterfeit vape operation.
A match that Tyler simply couldn't resist. When Jacob
A match
laid
made
out
in
his
heaven,
idea to
honestly.
Tyler, he was completely on
Brothers
board.
from the same
And
mother.
Just like that, the boys started to craft up a plan. Their strategy was simple. They wanted to create an operation that cut costs and maximized profits by selling counterfeit vape cartridges. In other words, they wanted to establish
Makes
what's
sense.
known as a pen factory, a low-profile operation that essentially served as a middleman between THC liquid suppliers and high schoolers who wanted to get fried. Their plan revolved around sourcing empty vape cartridges and branded
What a way with words. What a way.
packaging from
Holy
Chinese
shit.
manufacturers for dirt cheap, and then filling them with THC liquid that the boys obtained from California. Basically,
okay.
they wanted to pass off their carts as legit for as cheap as possible. Is that scummy? Absolutely. But it was
Wait,
profitable, and they
wait.
made it even more profitable by manufacturers for dirt cheap, and then filling them with THC liquid that the boys obtained from California. Basically, they wanted to pass off their carts
Okay.
that cut costs
Okay,
and
so-
maximize profits by selling counterfeit vape cartridges.
Yep,
In other words, they
counterfeit
wanted to
vapes.
establish what's known as a pen factory, a
Yep, a
low-profile
pen factory.
operation that essentially served as a middleman between THC liquid
Sometimes I
suppliers
like to listen to things again to really get an understanding of what was just said.
and high schoolers who wanted to get fried. Their plan revolved around sourcing
Okay, is it from a real factory though? Hold up.
suppliers and high schoolers who that essentially served as a middleman between THC liquid suppliers and high schoolers
Legitimate
who wanted to
suppliers,
get fried.
seems like.
Their plan revolved around sourcing empty vape cartridges and branded packaging from Chinese manufacturers for dirt cheap, and then filling them with THC liquid that the boys obtained from California. Basically, they wanted to pass off their carts as legit for as cheap as possible. Is that scummy? Absolutely. But it was profitable, and they made it even more profitable by opting to cut their THC liquid with cheaper oils that contained vitamin E acetate. Sound familiar? This approach used less of their expensive core ingredient while still making their product look legit, which in turn increased their margins with minimal overhead. However, even though they had a solid plan set up, the duo still had no
Okay.
clue where they would
Literally starting to fill the shit with honey and shit.
set up
Okay.
shop. I mean, Tyler probably had enough money
Whatever
saved up
additives,
to
I don't
buy
know.
a place, but they
He said
wanted to
a
keep
lot of big
costs
words.
down as low as possible. So Where would they go? Well, it turned out the answer was close to home. Courtney Huff Hines wasn't your typical mom. She was a well-known...
Yo, this is where the mom comes in, chat! Wait! This is where it becomes cool. Alright, yeah, okay, 2 teenagers figuring out a vape business. Alright, but then the mom starts helping them? That's where it's like, alright, this is an interesting story.
estate agent in the Westosha area.
Fucking 2 teenagers making carts in their garage. I feel like I've heard that before in every state, you know?
With a larger-than-life personality that perfectly matched her career. If you lived anywhere around Paddock Lake, chances are you saw her bright red blazers on real estate ads or her
Oh,
smiling
yo,
face
this is
on
where he got the
promoting
picture.
new listings or showing off her family's latest vacation. But beyond the posts and business attire, Courtney
No wonder
was
she's
someone
so
who valued
gummy.
ambition
Look at her.
and wasn't afraid to take risks. She had spent over 2
Oh,
decades
no. Whoa, girl, what happened to you? Okay, wait, no, I can see it. Hold on. Yep, I can see that there. Oh, honey. Oh, honey, you need to take your vitamins, girly.
real estate game. She built her career by working with well-known real estate companies in southeastern Wisconsin and eventually opened her own place called Realty Executives Unity. And despite filing for bankruptcy back in 2012, she was back on her feet by 2018 and opened a brand new real estate office in Union Grove, Wisconsin, about 15 minutes from Paddock Lake. She was all about success, resilience, and self-belief. But it turns out her success wasn't just limited to selling homes, if you know what I mean. The boys approached their mother with their plan, pitching it as some kind of
I love how she's so down.
entrepreneurial endeavor that required a home base. And shockingly, instead of slamming the door on their wildly illegal idea, Courtney did the exact opposite. She gave it her blessing and even allowed them to use her office in Union Grove to get things started.
Nah, yeah, that's a goated mom. Wait, get her out of prison right now. What's her bail amount?
Surreal to imagine. Like on one side is Courtney's nice real estate
How much
office,
money do I
and
need to
on
pay?
the other side, her own sons are filling carts with booth. On
That's just a good mom right there. Even if the cart business was booth carts, she's like, I got you, kids.
January 16th,
I got you.
2018, Tyler, Jacob, and Courtney kicked off their new startup with nothing more than some empty vape carts, a bit of THC distillate, and a lot of ambition. Tyler, the number one
And a
man in the
lot of
operation,
ambition.
knew that scaling this type of business required, well, learning the business. And this is where a man named Moo came into play. Moo, who was not a cow, but rather the boys' plug from California, wasn't just their supplier of THC distillate. He became Tyler's mentor. Over countless FaceTime calls, Moo walked Tyler
Papa Moo.
through every step of making counterfeit carts, like how to dip the caps in alcohol to avoid leaks and how to properly
have Papa
fill.
Moo
Tyler
to
picked
thank
up
for
this
this
skill
operation.
rather quickly and began making his dank vapes and chronic Sour Patch Kids carts all by himself.
I think I have smoked dank vape at once. Maybe like once. Like not a lot. That looks familiar. This shit, fuck no. This looks very familiar. I think I may have smoked some fake booth ass carts back in the day. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
In a matter of days. After he got in the swing of things, it wasn't long before he decided he needed to invest.
Yeah,
in
that
those
looks hella
carts.
familiar.
Over Labor Day weekend in 2018, he flew to
Mind you,
California.
I was start of high school like freshman year, so like I wasn't that heavy into smoking yet, but freshman year and like 8th grade is when I started smoking weed and like kind of really getting heavy. Yeah, okay, freshman year I got heavy. I really got heavy into it, mainly towards the end of the year.
Carrying $300,000 in cash to purchase more distillate. A fucking insane move for a kid straight out of high school. The trip secured the steady supply of THC oil the brothers needed to ramp up production, which led them to the tall task of building their team. They started out by hiring a few associates to help fill the carts, paying them $20 an hour to do so.
Yo, wait, $20 an hour? In 2018 is actually that's woohoo.
Minimum
We
wage
up!
at the time. And for a while, their system of filling and selling carts out of Courtney's office was running smoothly, until one of their associates got stopped by the cops. Now, although this little situation didn't blow up their operation just yet, it was enough to make Tyler and Jacob hit pause and think about a new location to start filling their carts. Something way more conspicuous. They set their sights on a condo in Bristol Bay, a peaceful neighborhood in the village of Bristol.
Hold up. My fucking hair, I don't know. New hair, I don't know. I don't understand why it doesn't like working with me. I don't know. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, I think. I think it does.
Tyler, already having trust from sketchy randos in the state, turned to California to find a guy and pay them to steal a man's identity, which he then used to rent out the condo. Once again, a fucking insane move for a kid who couldn't legally drink. But this wasn't even the craziest part. Courtney was the one who
kid had some balls
for the condo and was well aware that her own son was not only using a stolen identity to rent it, but also knew that they were about to run a full-fledged drug ring out of it. Courtney,
That's kind of crazy.
what are we doing? And somehow, no.
Hey, you gotta give Courtney the cred. She's there for her kids. You gotta give her that.
Expected a thing from the condo deal, and it soon became the center of their ever-expanding empire. Over the next year and a half, their operation absolutely exploded. They went from a few helpers here and there to a full team of 10 workers who were filling between 3,000 and 5,000 cartridges a day, which equates to over 2.9 million carts over that time frame. Also during that time frame, Mr. Krabs,
Whoa,
Tyler,
okay,
tightened
wait,
up
hold the
operation
fucking
exploded.
phone.
They went from a few helpers here and there to a full team of 10 workers deal, and it soon became the center of their few helpers here and there to absolutely explode empire. Over the next year and a half, their operation
In a year and a half.
absolutely exploded. They went from a few helpers here and there to a full team of 10 workers.
So we're like
who were
2019,
filling
maybe
between
close to
3,000 and
2020.
5,000 cartridges a day, which equates to
Close.
over 2.9 million carts over that time frame.
That is fucking insane. 5,000 per day, and then that. Oh my god.
Million carts over that time frame.
Yeesh. They were working.
Also during that time frame, Mr. Krabs, Tyler, tightened up the
Hustlers don't stop, they keep going. Horses don't stop, they keep going.
More to increase productivity and reduce costs. He did so by switching his workers from being on hourly pay to paying 30 cents per cart they filled, an equation he calculated would create more carts and cost less for him.
He realized it would be more cost effective, according to Tyler. If he started paying him 30 cents a cartridge, he would make an additional $2.20 a cartridge.
From when they started in early 2018 to around August 2019, the Huff Hinds were killing it. Thousands upon thousands of carts were being manufactured and sold from the condo, some of which were even making it to neighboring states like Illinois and Minnesota. This officially made them a multi-state operation with absolutely no suspicion from anyone. Now, their neighbors would see Jacob, Tyler, and the gang constantly leave and come back from the condo, but they didn't think anything of it. They thought it was all normal. Well, everything seemed normal until a couple of parents about an hour away from the operation caught their kid doing something naughty. A mom and a dad were shocked to see their kid getting stoned off a cart in early July 2019 in Waukesha, an affluent suburb near Milwaukee. The parents, wanting to hold their high schooler
God damn it, Timmy!
rushed him down to the local police station to turn himself in.
Those parents are crazy. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. For weed? For fucking weed, bro? I get it, cause like, a carts are a little different, and this was a little different, cause like, kind of counterfeit cart, and that probably wasn't all cart, and your kid was probably smoking metals. But still, you brought him to the fucking police station for a cart. I bet that family goes to church every Sunday. Every Sunday. No hate on churches or God or anything.
Which is
No hate.
right?
I just bet. I bet that's what they do.
The Waukesha Police Department and discuss where he got the cart from, which is when he showed them Tyler's Snapchat. Now, Tyler would thousands of carts he had in stock, his piles of money, along with his constant trips to California to re-up his supplies.
Tyler, you put in this all on Snap, huh?
Tyler set up an account on Snapchat and sold product using the name Wisco Bag Boy.
After seeing this, the Waukesha Police Department launched an investigation, meticulously tracing dealers and anyone else.
Nah, that's an awful ass plug name, bro. That's awful. I've had some plugs with fire ass names, which I will not say, but I will say their names were fire.
Could be a part of the operation. The evidence
They were
stacked
fire.
up quickly, and within a month, the Waukesha cops teamed up with the Kenosha.
I had one plug though. He didn't have no name. He was just Zach. I haven't seen that motherfucker since 2019, gang. I'm not gonna lie.
Drug Operations Group and the Racine County Metro Drug Unit to finally take down the Huff Hines operation. On September 5th, 2019, around 6 a.m., authorities executed search warrants at the 3 locations connected to the Huff Hines: their childhood home in Paddock Lake, their condo in Bristol, and Courtney's office in Union Grove. The first raid took place at the family's home. Inside Tyler's room, officers found around $48,000 in cash in a fully loaded shotgun with one in the chamber. Inside Jacob's room, they found a loaded rifle, cocaine, weed, a digital scale, some cards, 9 Xanax pills, and
Damn,
around
bro.
11,000.
Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Fully loaded 12 gauge pump action shotgun with one in the chamber. 48,000 was found in Tyler's room.
And around the house, detectives discovered 8 other firearms and assorted.
Whoa!
Up next was the
Whoa!
the condo in Bristol. At the condo, officers found 31,200 THC.
Whoa! Oh, he just had some light money on him. That was just what he had on him, you know? Like at home, and then
98,000 unfilled carts and 57 mason jars filled with THC distillate worth around $342,000. There were also 3 money counting machines, 18 pounds of weed, and stacks of empty packaging for brands like Dank Vapes and Chronic Sour Patch.
Damn, they was
where Jacob
moving.
and Tyler were found and arrested.
The Kenosha County Sheriff's
They was really
Department
moving,
executed
gang.
warrants last week on 2 county properties. 2 men have since been arrested, 2 brothers.
Lastly, authorities searched Courtney's real estate office in Union Grove. At the time, the place had been mostly cleared out, but police still found leftover packaging materials and drug paraphernalia, enough to show that the office was a critical part of the operation at one point. And as a result, Courtney was arrested.
Oh, damn.
THC oils and stuff were gone at that time, but all the packaging, everything that was there in the Bristol condo was also there in the back of her office.
So now, with all 3 Huff Hines in handcuffs, it was obvious they're going to be slammed with the book, right? I mean, an illegal multi-million-dollar operation, identity fraud, a shit ton of firearms, selling millions of carts across state lines, they were fucked. Or were they? Tyler, Jacob, and Courtney were all charged with some pretty serious crimes, as you can see on the screen. I mean, it's literally enough to fill the entire screen. And after looking at all of those charges, it seems like some pretty serious shit. But whatever god-tier lawyers they hired got them out of all of it. Jacob was only fined $10,000 and
what? They called Saul? They actually called Saul? You gotta be fucking with me, chat. You gotta be fucking with me right now. They called Saul.
Probation. Courtney was fined a total of $15,000, and Tyler, who was the one who spearheaded this entire thing, was not fined at all and only placed.
He wasn't fined! He was the mastermind! Get me their lawyer! Get him on the phone with me right now. I need him for any occasion in the future. I get a speeding ticket? Mr. Saul, I need you, bro. No way! He was the fucking mastermind, chat.
On 3 years probation. I just don't know how to explain that. All people connected to the largest.
He pulled every string in the book.
Vape ring in the U.S. all avoided.
You see, the teenagers forced them to put the carts in the bag. All right. They were victims.
Prison time and pretty much got away with everything.
Yeah, that is. I didn't know they got away with everything. Them actually getting away with it is the craziest pull. That was, what did he say they got caught? Like 2019, 2020? He's out. Well, not out. He's done with probation. Holy shit.